Hi, I'm Cindy Rae. I wanted to introduce myself before we got started with the tutorial that you're about to watch. I am an artist and I live and work in Council Bluffs, Iowa and Omaha, Nebraska. I have a studio that I usually go to almost every day. It's in Omaha and it's called Hot Shops Art Center and it's mini artist and it's just a wonderful place to be and we earn our studios. But I had a life event in the last few months and it has dictated that I'm not going to my studio at the moment, and I had to make some readjustments, and that's what life is about, isn't it? Making those readjustments as they come along. And so I have been working in the corner of my kitchen, and so this is where I am today. But I wanted to share what I have learned about applying metal leaf, and in this case today we're going to be working with a canvas. So let's get started. And I may pop in fact, I will pop in with some hints and some examples as we go along with this tutorial. So happy learning. I'm really glad that you're here today. One last thing. When we finish up, if you have questions, please email me. Please just contact me in whatever form. You can find my information on my website, cindyraeart.com, and it will also be on the screen and I would look at it and I would love to hear from you and especially share ideas and help each other become the artists that we all enjoy being. Okay, let's go. This is the metal leaf adhesive that I use. I just buy it at a hobby store. You can buy spray adhesive. You can use this type of adhesive that I do, but just make sure that it is metal leaf adhesive, whatever brand that you decide to use. And if you brush it on thinly and make sure that as it dries, it gets to the point of just tackiness. This is the prepared canvas that we will be applying gold leaf to today. It has two coats of acrylic paint on this 12 by 24 canvas. It's a bright red and an Indian red, two thin coats that will make your gold leaf shine a little more, I think. And so this canvas is ready to go. The acrylic is very dry. It's at least yesterday, 24 hours old, that this is ready and painted on for the gold leaf. This is the gold leaf. The metal leaf comes in 5 by 5 sheets. There's 25 sheets in each package that I purchase. You can purchase any brand that you want. Each sheet is divided by a thin piece of tissue. You can pick up your gold leaf with that tissue, or you can pick it up with wax paper, as I will show you. I want you to note that there is a fold over or lip on the top edge of this gold leaf sheet, and I want you to remember that because you want to create an overlap on your seams, and that little lip is helpful when you're doing that. There's another view of the fold over or lip of that. It's a little bit jagged and it has that crease in it, but it's a good way to have overlap in between your seams. You will want that overlap when you need to make repairs or just to safely remove so that your seams on your prepared canvas look nice and neat. So what you will have as your supplies is your gold leaf, wax paper. I would suggest a pair of plastic gloves. Gold leaf seems to stick to everything, so it's good to use the gloves. And tissues like Kleenex without any lotion in them, or a cotton ball, and a soft brush are the main things that I use when I am going to be applying the gold leaf. So you have all of your supplies. Make sure that your area is non-ventilated. You don't want a fan coming on or an overhead fan or the air conditioning blowing or being by a vent because it will blow your gold leaf around. You take your piece of wax paper and lay it down over your piece of gold leaf. Rub it gently, and that static electricity will make the gold leaf stick to the wax paper. Then you're going to be able to pick up that piece of wax paper and your gold leaf will be stuck to it. As we're going along here, I do just want to stop this and show you, because I don't think it's clear with the photos, of exactly how I pick up the gold leaf. This is the sheet of gold leaf. You can see, oh, it's just going to fly away here. And so this sheet of gold leaf, oh, look at that. We want to apply this as safely and make sure that it's intact. So watch this very carefully. I'm going to lay it back down. My kitchen isn't drafty, but the smallest breeze of any sort will destroy that gold leaf. And so here's the piece of wax paper, and so that you can see this clearly, all I do is very gently lay it down on that piece of gold leaf, smooth it, and it picks up. And you can see that then you are able to manipulate this piece of gold leaf any way that you want and apply it very easily onto your panel or your canvas in this case. So one of the things I want to point out is this little rip that happened here. And that little rip is nothing to worry about because we can always repair that or leave it. Some artists like to have, they think it adds character to leave that. And I kind of go both ways depending on what I'm working with. But you can always just pick up a little piece of anything like this floated away, and I will dab it where there is something showing through, and it will adhere very, very nicely. So that's an example, let's get out of that glare there, of how you can pick up your piece of metal leaf or gold leaf with your wax paper. Now, one of the other things I want to point out at this juncture is that this is imitation gold leaf, it's metal leaf, and that you can buy genuine gold leaf, and it is priced by the weight and by the current market price for gold that day. So that is a wonderful thing, and someday I would like to be able to do that, to use genuine metal leaf, but at the moment I'm using imitation metal leaf, which is gold. And I also want to show you one last thing before we go on. This is a copper color. You can also buy a silver color. Get out of that glare again. And I like that copper color. These are little 4x4 canvases that I'll use for studies. I'll show you a couple here just really fast. Here is, there we go. A little study that I'm working on. This is going to turn into a large painting very, very soon. And I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to add metal leaf to that. But I like to, especially for my abstracts, I like to use the 4x4s for my quick studies, especially because I am working in the corner of my kitchen and it allows me to create without having that large canvas right there. Okay, let's go on. This shows you the overlap on the seams that you want to achieve. I also mentioned those little tissues between, and I did just pick up a couple and I laid them down on that edge because I'm also doing the outside edges of these canvases. I like that look. You don't always have to do that. Some people just do the top, but I'm doing the outside edges because I'll be painting the upper outside edges. When you get your whole entire canvas covered, or the portion that you want covered, then I will take larger pieces of wax paper, lay them down very gently, and just use the heel of your hand or even your tissue, but very, very gently. You're wanting to just make sure that everything is adhered, and just rub it gently and make sure that all of your edges are down, and that, but don't do it too vigorously. If you're rubbing it too vigorously, then you may tear a rip or a hole where you want that adhesive to stay. So this is after you have rubbed it and made sure that it's completely adhered and it's ready. And I would let this sit after. I wouldn't try to take off the gold leaf. Sometimes I'll let it set a full day before I'll take off the excess, but at least a few hours. You want that adhesive to really dry underneath. And then you just very simply take your cotton ball, or in this case a Kleenex, and I have it sitting on a piece of wax paper, and you very gently just rub that gold leaf until all the excess is off. This is when you can also use a soft brush for the same effect, but very carefully, and save all of that excess that falls off, because it's basically flaked metal leaf and you can use it in lots of paintings. This is the finished product when all of the excess is taken off. You can see the seams are showing through, slightly on this, but really this particular painting, those seams aren't going to show once it's sealed and painted. You're not going to be feeling like you're just looking at squares of gold leaf, and they are both smooth. It's just the difference in the way the light is shining that it looks like there's a little bubble there, because there's not a little bubble. At the bottom, you'll see the two small 4x4 studies that I did in copper imitation leaf, because I just thought it'd be kind of fun. Once you have it covered and the excess is off and you have let that sit again, you're ready to seal it. And you can use metal leaf spray sealer, you can use metal leaf liquid sealer. I use predominantly Camar varnish. I think it works very well. I like it. You spray it, it does dry quickly. I've even used it. Alrighty, that does it. We're finished. I hope that you have a beautiful finished product that you are excited to paint on now. Now be sure and let that overlay, your sealer, seal up for a couple of days, at least 24 hours. You're going to have greater success with that if you do that. And really all the steps I have found, let that sit, let that metal leaf sit on there 12 hours, 24 hours before you start messing with it. Put your sealer on, let it sit. Being patient is going to pay off. That's something that I had to learn, of course, always the hard way. So enjoy your day, enjoy your creativity. Find that little corner. I don't care if it's a teeny little corner of the kitchen. You go and paint, and you have a great time. Okay, Cindy Rae in the kitchen today.